Welcome, you guys. Thank you for joining me for this fun three-power pick a card titled, What is Their Karma? For spiritual abuse. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I love some karma readings. And this, makes me aware that I can develop a tendency for resentment. So that's why every day I listen to Reiki to help release anger because unprocessed anger leads to resentment. Now, continuously having individuals spiritually abuse me and try to get me to act out of character, but they end up acting out of character instead. I have to acknowledge the irritation, and unacknowledged irritation can cause anger. So, one of the ways I release my anger is by getting clarity on why it is I was blessed to be able to experience that lesson of learning how to be more graceful, more patient, and more tolerant. In that moment, I may have felt, the irritation of understanding exactly why this individual is acting in a way that's not going to benefit them. Even though I'm aware that it's going to go places that they don't want it to go and they don't want people to know, that still doesn't mean I don't feel anything. So, these karma readings give me clarity. This is why you didn't react or respond when they definitely, intentionally, consciously tried to trigger you to react or respond. So, I'm all about shadow work. If you need help with shadow work, reach out. If you have any shadow work questions, ask me. But part of my shadow work is me acknowledging that I do love high quality karma reading. Why? Because it gives me information that if I, do something that can harm someone in their generations, I should be man or woman enough to not run from the consequences and do what needs to be done responsibly to clean up my karmic debt. So, one of the reasons I love doing karma readings is because it allows me to realize I'm not taking on anybody's karmic debt. Now, spiritual abuse has been done on such a global level at this point. I bet you wondering, what is their karma for spiritual abuse? And when we talk about spiritual abuse, one that's huge during this time period, and it's February 2023 now. It might be different, in another year or so. But there's a lot of spell work to keep divine unions from meeting. Okay, so you have a lot of karmics who have trapped individuals with children. They're negatively impacting the young minds, as well as trying to cause hell for the person that wants nothing to do with them. All the while, they're trying to appear as if they have nothing going on and that they're innocent. And I always learn to laugh a little bit more after I do a karma reading. So, let's get into what is their karma for spiritual abuse. I'll see you at your pile of piles of choice, and I hope that you learn to laugh. Because honestly, at this point, if someone has intentions to irritate you on a consistent basis, just so that they can have an emotional bond with you, even if it's one, developed from a trauma bond of hate, well, they're hurting themselves. Don't take on their pain. Without further ado, I'll see you at your pile of piles of choice. Welcome, Pal One. So let's get into what's their karma for spiritual abuse. We're blessed with the Four of Diamonds, supported by the Ten of Diamonds, and the Ten of Hearts in reverse. So they're being heavily monitored. People don't like to leave these people by themselves too long. When these people are a little too quiet, something is going on. They're doing something. So their privacy is being invaded intensively You know, individuals are aware that these people misinterpret things, that these people can be extremely biased in decision making based off how they feel. And they're aware that these people heavily project their insecurities. So, with the Four of Diamonds being present, let's just say, you know, these extra privileges they had, they're being stripped away from them, taken away from them. And it's being done in a manner where they're not recognizing it. It's like, you know, they could possibly have been able to, let's say, if they're part of a corporate company, they could have had access to the company credit card. And then instead of just saying, we don't trust you with the finances, someone says to them, well, we had to cut back. So we're going to get the credit card information changed. We need this card back. Okay? Or they could have said, oh, well, turns out we won't be able to use the company credit card anymore. Instead of just simply saying, we don't trust you with the finances. Okay? So these people are having to learn to basically be able to survive with just their basic needs being met. And this is supposed to teach them gratitude. All right? Because what they have shown people is that when they have more responsibility than they can take on, they will become tyrants. So people are starting to see that they acted this way before they had anything. So people are starting to truly appreciate people who have less and have a lot and still maintain humility. So these people are learning humility. All right? With the Ten of Diamonds and the Ten of Hearts in reverse, their family dynamics is experiencing such grave difficulty. The grave difficulty that they brought on others is happening to them. And those who they have rubbed the wrong way, they're not, sitting there allowing themselves to be mind fucked with someone saying, well, we're blood. We've been down with each other forever. It's more just to the point where it's just like, look, I feel safer with a stranger than I feel safe around you. So they're basically, to sum this up, their legacy is going to be known as some very tumultuous individuals who people went above and beyond to keep them away from anything that they cared about. Even if that means humiliating them to the point where they just simply don't show up. And if they do decide to show up again, it's more so they want to make it so that people just don't feel comfortable at all. All right? And they could have projected this onto you, you know? So literally realize that what they're going through is not what you're going through. Let's cleanse the energy. Welcome, pal, two. So we're dealing with a group of pathological liars. But what pathological liars don't like is when people lie to them, and they also don't like the truth. So speaking to them is just, it's not really going to go well for you, because one way or another, they going to find something wrong, okay? If you communicate in a way that they're not used to, they'll try to force their way of speaking onto you. They'll try to force their way of thinking onto you. These people are just constantly fighting themselves, and they just literally don't care how this impacts their negative external environment. So when they have abused spirituality, it's been fear-based, because what they're not telling people is that they're constantly having their PTSD triggered. This is why these people create PTSD in others, okay? And because they try to create PTSD in others, well, that's a whole nother karma reading for itself, all right? But these people don't have nobody they can trust, and they don't trust their own minds. Now, when you're abusing spirituality and you don't even trust your own mind, you are extremely paranoid when you go out and about and do in just about anything, because you're afraid of experiencing karma hitting you out the ass. With the Seven of Hearts upright and the Ace of Spades in reverse, there's a lot of illusions going on around them, and they're unable to see through the illusions. They're not able to tell an illusion from truth at this point. So most of the time, they're just constantly defensive. Now, at one point, having people be defensive and try to narrate it as, this is just who I am. I'm a real person. You got to get with it. You got to adjust to what I want. People just like, hold on. Ain't nothing going on. And you over here starting some shit? Okay. Well, I'm just going to sit there and let you do that by yourself. Because honestly, I want you to see what you look like fighting yourself. So these people are literally starting to look like they fighting themselves day in and day out. And let's just say somebody is going to put an end to it when they least expect it. All right, all that paranoia, all that awareness that the karma that they're going to get is there. It's there. They know they're getting the karma. They just don't know when they're getting it. So now people just watching them make a fool out of themselves and just waiting for the right opportune time to just strike. Let's cleanse the energy. Welcome, Pal 3. So this has to do with this person's home life, all right? Their home life, they don't feel comfortable talking about it. They don't feel comfortable really just working through the skeletons in their closet. We have the Four of Clubs, Three of Diamonds, and the Joker. In their home life, they know that these people have been abusing spirituality. They're like, if they're in a family of narcissists, or if they live with narcissists, or if they're in a relationship with a narcissist, they're being made to be the scapegoats, all right? Now, most of the time, narcissists choose empaths to scapegoat, but because empaths, if you're an empath, you're protected and things of that nature. Well, narcissists like to do narcissistic shit. They like to act great during the daytime. And then when they get a chance to get around somebody who know them that's comfortable, that they conditioned to control, well, they start scapegoating them. So these people are actively trying to transfer their experiences onto others. They don't want people to know what they're doing. They don't want people to know that they're the ones suffering. And so when they go out into the world, they try to narrate it where what they're doing is a social norm and communication-wise. But literally, they're trying to just really just project and basically feed you their emotional poison. Instead of this actually making them feel better and feel lighter, they just feel much more exposed and vulnerable. So basically, to sum this up, this narcissist is being made a scapegoat by other narcissists. And empaths and narcissists don't react the same to being scapegoated. Empaths forgive, and narcissists, well, they attract attention to scandal that other narcissists try to hide. All right? And we're going to end it there because there'll be another reading for another time.